Okay, Saturday, 7th of June 2025. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smarter stuff men should know. Understand yourself and others. When in history was there never a religion, a god? So, as you look through human history, you tend to notice, among many other things, that everyone had, in their own way, in their own form, religion or a god in some fashion. As a premise, they did. Believed in this, believed in that, ancient culture, believed in this and that, whatever else in some fashion, God of this, God of that, consistently throughout history. And I just want to highlight that, okay? Because elsewhere, there's this idea that God is man-made. Some would say it's this supernatural being that creates structure and order, imposes structure and order by making the unknown fearful, making us fearful, weaponizing the unknown even, meaning what happens after death, things like that. Weaponizing the unknown. Okay, interesting concept. But then also, as a matter of fact, there was never really a time where there was no God. Interesting. Now, that kind of shows it's man-made, because you could argue that, say, 4,000 years ago, you're a society, you're a tribe, you're a growing community, 100 or so people, 150, Dunbar's number, 200, 300. How do you create structure and order? How do you impose it? Well, you haven't got technology or laws as it is today, or logistics, and you don't have modern technology to create these things. So how do you do it? Well, on one mental shortcut is God, religion. There's a supernatural being that only I, the priest class, have access to, and he says X and Y and Z. The God of trees says this. The God of water says that. And people being about 4,000 years ago, being primitive, being simplistic, not understanding nuances of life. Even today, being fearful and doubt or hollow inside. These timeless emotional needs, happiness, identity, meaning, you name it. There's a promise of religion. There's a promise of that knowledge through religion, through God, as a mental shortcut, as opposed to finding it itself. It's imposed on you. That's interesting. Or it's the dominant culture and you just go along with it. The bandwagon effect. You just go along with things. Social proof. You just go along with it. Interesting. So it seems that mankind, society, has always needed some god or some religion to structure it. Interesting. And that reminds me of a video I did a couple of weeks ago now, where this as a concept, why do prisoners in jail always discover Jesus or other? Why do they never discover Hercules, Zeus, Osiris, Odin? Why do they never discover them? Well, it's just the culture, the appetite of the time. Just how 2,000 years ago, people in Rome were believers of Mithril. The cult of Mithril was more militaristic, therefore more of a segment of society as opposed to wider appeal. But they believed that. Where's Mithril today? Gone. It's like, where is Norse mythology today? Gone. Where's paganism today? Gone. Well, apart from one specific church I'm thinking of, that's Odin Church. That's just interesting, whole other conversation. But it's just, where is it today? Whoop, having some technical issues. But the point still stands. Where are they today? Oh, they're gone. Okay. So, that means then that it was, people discover religion at different times. As in, religion is the appetite of the time. And there's always going to be one. In 2,000 years, there'll be other religions as well. Religions that have not yet been conceived. The prophets of those religions will be born in 500 years. Things like that. It's going to be, actually, yeah. Even if at 2,000 years ago, the predominant religion, we would say now, say Roman mythology or Norse mythology or Egyptian mythology, 2,000 years from now will be something different. 4,000 years, even something different again. What does that tell you? Religion and God has always been with mankind. There was an interesting rule of thumb that I kind of realised about life. I actually might want to study this more, actually. Is that if it's not found in nature, if this behaviour, this concept, this trait is not found in nature in some fashion, some style, then it's man-made. It's arbitrary. Does the concept of Monday, does the concept of January, does the concept of summer exist in the minds of squirrels? Maybe summer, I guess, but Monday, no. Does the concept of I don't know, tomorrow. Does the concept of God exist in the minds of deer or ants? Unless we can read their mind, I'm assuming no. Because it's a lower form of life, it's impulsive, it's instinctive, it's day to day. Then that kind of means that anything above that, evolved in this part of the brain, is legal fiction, is human fiction, justice, morality, these kind of abstract things. Now we're going very philosophical now, quite materialistic in terms of materialism, in terms of morality. What is justice? Wow, what is sincerity? What is happiness? Because these things, do they exist in nature? In terms of squirrels and ants and dogs? Well, I guess so, maybe, kind of. Whoop, there's an alarm. Now, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Going off topic. There was never a time in history where there was never any God, never any religion. Fact. So what does that tell you about human nature? That's a fascinating topic to dig into and uncover and expand upon. What does it tell you about human nature? That's a fascinating topic to look into from a sociological point of view and an anthropological. What does it tell you about human nature? Interesting. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.